Okay, welcome back, warriors. So what we're doing, we're going to look at the sort of a few options for every slot for your pre-raid BIS gear, which is not quite as straightforward as Classic, where you just aim for specific items. A lot more options in TBC before you step into Karazhan. So we're going to have a quick look at each slot, about 3 items for each slot, vary in difficulty to obtain. So some will be from some dungeons, some will be from crafting, some will be from quests. I must admit there's a lot of crafted gear when it comes to the warrior, but that's all good because it means you can pay to win. So let's jump into it. So for the head, we've got the Tankatronic goggles for engineering. So ultimately these will serve you very, very, very well. You get a meta socket early on, defense, hit, dodge, all the stats that you want. Obviously, your number one priority as a tank in TBC is to get crit immune, so you're going to want to get 490 defense if you're a warrior or a paladin. If you're a druid, it's slightly less. You only need 415, but I love druids a bit too much, so the fact that they've only got to get 415 defense makes me very happy. Then we've got Myrmidon's headdress, which is just from the Warlord's Hideout quest outside Steam Vault. So you're going to go in Steam Vaults as part of the Karazhan attunement, so you might as well grab this quest outside and go and do it, and you get yourself a very nice head. So for non-engineers, this will be one of the better ones you're going to get. And then Fell Steel Helm. So the full Fell Steel is actually very nice. The set bonus is a bit lackluster, but still, if you're actually blacksmithing, you'll benefit from the 25 strength set bonus if you use all 3. You can use it as a non-blacksmith, but you just won't get the bonus, which is not that big anyway, so you shouldn't be deterred away from it just because you're not going to get that set bonus. The individual items themselves are still very nice anyway. Then for the neck, so Phalodian's Charm is a Scryer's only quest for shutting down Mana Forge Arrow, so it's quite a short quest line, I would say. You could probably do it in about an hour, all in, shutting down all the different Mana Forges. But if you're Scryers, this is one of the rewards. If you're Aldor, you'll have to go for one of these alternatives, which is Natasha's Battle Chain, which is from the Houndmaster quest, which is in Blade's Edge Mountains. I say it on every one of these videos, on all the pre-BIS gearing videos, this neck, or a variation of the neck from this quest shows up, because pretty much every class gets a pre-raid BIS neck from this quest. And then Strength of the Untamed, which will be a nice easy one to get. You're going to want to get Revered with Cenarian Expedition, so you can do the heroic versions of the dungeons anyway. So you might want to just pick this neck up, and it is very nice. Defense, dodge, stamina. Then for the shoulders, so we've got Fan Blade Pauldrons, which come from Shirak in Orkanai Crypts. It is Orkanai Crypts Heroic, though, so you need to be careful because you might not be jumping straight into Heroics, depending on sort of your guild, or if you're pugging, maybe they're not good enough to do Orkanai Crypts Heroic, who knows. But these are ultimately the best you're going to get if you can get doing Heroics very quickly. Shoulder guards are the bold, so this is your dungeon set, or your dungeon tier set, whatever you want to call it. Pretty decent set, to be fair. It's not too bad. The individual items on their own are very nice. It's probably the set bonuses that are not overly powerful. You've got some sets like the Hunter, for example. The Hunter's tier set is absolutely amazing, and you'll still be using it in tier 5. Whereas for the Warrior, I think they've drawn a short straw on the set bonuses a little bit, but still the individual items are good, which is what's important. Then you've got War Chief's Mantle, which is Return to Andormu, which is a Caverns of Time quest. You will 100% get these shoulders. So this is not like a luck, you're not looking for a lucky drop from Murmur or Shirak. You will 100% get these shoulders. They lack defense, which is unfortunate, but the other stats are still pretty decent. So as long as you can get defense capped from other sources, then you might just want to stick with these shoulders. The reason I say you will 100% get them is because it's actually just part of the quest chain to complete Caverns of Time, dungeons in general. So that's Old Hills, Brad, and Black Morass. And you need to finish both of those to be able to get attuned to Karazhan. So if we're looking at what you need to get into Karazhan, that's pretty relevant, I would say. And then for the back, so Devil Shark Cape, which is really nice. It's from Califresh, which is the last boss in Steam Vaults. It's only normal, but it's a lovely, lovely cape. You probably use this for quite a while, maybe until you get the cape from probably Ilhoof, I would say, in Karazhan. Even then, you might not replace it. But yeah, it's got dodge, defense, and block value of your shield, along with some nice stamina. Just a shame it's not got bonus armor, but still nice. Then you've got Cloak of Eternity, so 23 defense, so it's got more defense than the Devil Shark Cape, more stamina, but you're missing out on those other stats. It's got a couple of less armor as well, but again, ultimately this is a BOE from tailoring, so you could get this quite quickly. And then you've got Banus of Shifting Ages, which is from Black Morass, so Chrono Lord Deja is the first boss in Black Morass. 15 stamina, 26 defense, and some shield block value, which is, yeah, really nice. Any of these three will do you absolutely fine in Kara. Then for the chest, so we got your breastplate of the bold, which is, yep, your tanking tier set, like I said, from dungeons. So not too bad at all. 19 strength, 19 defense, sorry, few sockets, strength, agility, stamina. Nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing exciting about it either, though. But then you got this one, so from Sapethria in Mechanar. So it's only Mechanar normal, but you get, yeah, good amount of stamina, and that's some big stamina. I know you're losing the sockets, but big stamina, big strength. Good amount of defense, well, more defense than actually breastplate of the bold, but you lose the sockets, as I said, but you also get shield block rating, so, you know, solid alternative. And then a really nice one, just to say that it just comes from a quest, so just a quest in Nagrand, so Forge Camp Annihilated, 45 stamina, you know, defense, hit rating, which is also nice, you know, hits threat, so, well, hit, yeah, it's obviously a very sought after stat to be hit capped or getting a decent amount of hit as a tank anyway, and expertise. So any of those, absolutely fine. Then we've got the bracers, so green bracers, the Green Fortress is a blacksmithing set of bracers. Yep, nothing wrong with those at all. Dodge, defense, yep, you know, all good. Then you got Van Braces of Daring, so this is from Vazruden. Now this is Ramparts, but it's heroic, so they're nice. Obviously, they're very nice. And Ramparts heroic could potentially be one of the earlier ones you do anyway. So yeah, but just bear in mind they are from a heroic dungeon. Oh, then you got the Soul Devices, which, yeah, is a quest you'll absolutely do. So you're guaranteed these wrists, much like you are guaranteed the shoulders. Because of the Caverns of Time quest, you know, this quest, you're going to go into Shadow Labs to go and do your Karazhan attunement, so you're guaranteed to get hold of these wrists. Then for gloves, we've got Gauntlets of the Bold, so again, it's just, you know, these turn up a lot because they are actually a relatively decent tanking set. Or from Warp Splinter, which is in Botanica on Heroic, you can get yourself a set of purple gloves if you want them. You know, I would probably prefer having the 2 sockets personally and using Gauntlets of the Bold, but either or, whichever ones you get first, I suppose. Or you can go with the Fell Steel gloves, which again are still a solid option. Your threat's going to be lower. They're very much a mitigation set of armor, the Fell Steel stuff. Whereas, you know, you're probably going to want some threat because you're going to have to try and hold aggro from warlocks and hunters, which do crazy damage. For belts, so you got Girdler the Immovable. So this is from the last boss in Slave Pen's Heroic. Probably one of the easiest heroics to do. You can skip the majority of the trash. You can do a jump to skip even more trash, and then you can walk past loads of trash. You barely kill any trash if you do a Slave Pen's Heroic properly. So yeah, should be quite comfortable to get this. Then you got the Shatari Vindicator's Waist Guard. So again, probably one that you could more or less say 100% you'll get because you're going to do the Alcatraz quest line for the key. So yeah, you could put that on your wish list, and I'm sure it will come true. An Eldor only quest, which is not too bad. It's not as good. I'd rather get the How to Break into Alcatraz belt, obviously, but this is still worth a mention because you can just do it while you're leveling. But just a quest in Neverstorm for the Eldors. 39 stamina, 18 strength, and defense rating by 18. Then for the legs, Keepers of Time Revered. You're pretty much going to get revered with these without even trying because you get quite a large portion of the way there, especially as human as well, just from doing the Caverns of Time quest chain. So a few extra runs in Black Morass maybe, or Heroic Old Hills Brad, and you'll get these legs no problem, and they are ultimately going to be the best you can get before Karazhan. Maybe even further than Karazhan. No, Rin Destiny Greaves or something they're called from Curator, or what you'd replace this with. Then secondly, so Fell Steel leggings, don't need to talk about that. Like I say, mainly a mitigation set, but make it if you're a blacksmith, or buy it if you haven't got anything better. And then Greaves of the Shatterer, which is from Blade Fist in Shattered Halls. So that's the last boss of Shattered Halls, just on normal. Quite easy, easy to obtain legs for, all 3 options there, to be fair. For the boots, believe it or not, a job unfinished is what I would probably rank the highest. So Shadow Moon Valley quest, 22 stamina, couple of sockets, 21 defense, 23 block value. The reason I've ranked these so high is, because they've got the block value as well, but because these are just so ridiculously easy to get in comparison to all the other boots of even near equal value. But boots of the Colossus, you would argue, are better. Obviously, they've got strength on for some mitigation and everything, for some threat and everything as well. Ignore that it says meta socket. It's not meta. That is a yellow socket. So yellow and blue with 3 defense bonus from that. So, these boots are very nice, but they come from a heroic. So if we're talking, what you're going to get quickest, Ascendance boots, definitely. Or Shatari Wrought Greaves, which are just from a quest in Shadow Labs, which you'll absolutely get. Into the heart of the labyrinth. Strength, agility, stamina. It's not got any defense on or anything, unfortunately. That's why they're listed last, but still decent option if you've got defense cap from somewhere else, just to use these for threat. So rings, Band of Impenetrable Defenses, pretty much best for Paladin and Warrior, but it's only a BOE, so it'll probably be expensive, but you might get lucky. Your guild might get lucky and it drops for you in a dungeon. Elementium Band of the Century is just from normal Arcatraz, last boss in Arcatraz, so 20 defense, 24 stamina, and some dodge rating. And then I've included this one as well, because I was quite shocked at how good it actually is. So you got 34 stamina, so it's nearly got as much stamina as the Epic, 12 defense, 6 hit, and 6 agility, just thrown in there as well. But, it's a really, really solid ring to say that it only comes from a quest in Neverstorm, so it might be worth making sure you get that quest done while you're leveling. Trinkets, quite boring, so Dark Moon card, deck. The reason I've said deck rather than specifically Vengeance is because there's a few that are quite, Vengeance and Madness, both pretty good. So both give 51 stamina and then they've both got a unique proc. The 41 Badge of Justice is really nice. If you don't need defense or stamina on your trinkets, then you can get some nice block, and then you've got that massive 200 block value on use cooldown as well. Or there's lots of trinkets, lots and lots of trinkets. I could only pick 3, so these are just my 3 choices. You might look and find something that you prefer, but I've included the one from Black Art the Inciter from Shadow Labs as well, purely because the defense. You might, if you're using the Dark Moon card Vengeance, you might then need defense from another trinket, and obviously it's got a nice on use cooldown as well. But bear in mind, you can obviously. There's loads and loads of trinkets. These are just the 3 that I picked. Now for weapons, you've got the Sun Eater, which is ultimately the best from Pathalion in Mechanar Heroic. You can get Exalted with Frailmar or Honor Old to get Honor's Call, 13 stamina, 16 defense, and 8 hit. Very nice. And then this one's quite interesting. I thought this was quite nice. So one-handed axe, it's really quick, and it's 30 stamina, 7 agility, and 11 defense. So that's from a Cipher of Damnation quest in Shadowmoon Valley. You're probably going to want to make sure you get that one done, because that would tide you over until you get one of the epics, to be fair. Then for the shields, you've got Azure Shield of Koldara, so that's just 33 Badges of Justice, pretty much the best one you're going to get. Then you've got Crest of the Shatar, which again is very, very nice, 19 stamina. It's got 2 sockets as well. You've got defense and block value. Or I just threw this one on here. Again, there's loads of defense shields, but this one in particular is from Freywin in Botanica, just on normal. So quite easy to get. 27 stamina, 19 defense and block value. But ultimately, you've got quite a lot of options as a Prot warrior. And then, again, just threw these on. At the end of the day, all it is a stat stick for you using a gun. But the Gyro Balance Corium Destroyer is the best you're going to get. You've got that yellow socket there. You've got 27 stamina, and, you get an extra 3 stamina if you go for the socket bonus as well. So that's all you really want in there. You want, you're either going to go for massive amounts of stamina using that one, or you might want to use something like the one from Chronoloord Deja, which is Mel Mortar's Twilight Longbow. So you get some stamina, but you also get some attack power. Or the Vintage Musket was just worth mentioning as well, because it's got agility, stamina, and attack power. And that's just from Gavaxi, which is a quest in Nagrand. Just to kill one mob, you can go over and get that literally in a couple of minutes. And that's it. That's the warrior. So hopefully you found that useful. And, you can get this spreadsheet, this presentation, from my Google Drive. Just download it, keep it as a reference when TBC comes out. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.